Good morning, my people. Welcome to my digital empire. This is Walata Kiran, aka Ki. So, I just have a quick message for all of you because lately I'm meditating on Africa in general, like the geography of Africa, the history of Africa, what makes Africa Africa, as a continent, and what makes us unique, really. Like, the same way that an European might wonder about European history, I'm really wondering about African history because now it's obvious that I'm on a mission from the Most High. So, in order to understand what it is that He wants to achieve through me, He wants to actually show to the world through me what are the messages and the things that He wants to speak through me, and what's like the highest purpose that I have here on earth in this lifetime. So, I'm meditating on this. I mean, I'm not limited just on reading when it comes to seeking knowledge. Reading could be one of the nicest way of acquiring and navigating knowledge, but at the same time we're like so advanced now. Our planets and the human race is so advanced on the other side of the spectrum. We're like now energetically we're like we can explore the highest dimensions, or like the highest level of revelations about existence and the nature of human being. So anyways, what I'm saying is there is something that's called akashic records. It's like a store of all of the data that we are, like, including ourselves. We are like information, right? We're like a sort of a data. Like, so um there's a data, like everything that's about, like everything that's to be known about the planet, or even our galaxy, is stored there. So what you need to do whenever you want to know something, or you're curious about something, is to simply tune into that akashic records frequency, and then meditating on whatever it is that you want to know. So, I mean, like, it's a sort of download. You'd be given downloads about the things you want to know. I know it's really cool. So, anyways, I'm being given those downloads about Africa and African history, and I believe and I truly feel that it's urgently, like, it's very important to do this as soon as possible. It's an urgent message from the Most High, and that is like it's necessary and mandatory for each and every single one of us Africans to know our history, to wonder about what it means to be black, to learn about our dance, to learn about our indigenous characteristics, to learn about our culture, to learn about our music, to learn about why we do things differently. Why do we do the things we do differently? And like, we are so privileged in so many ways because we still have untouched resources in Africa, because we don't have the education or like the motivation to actually explore. We are the source of creation. This is the place where actually 80% of the things that are known to human beings stem from. So it's not about the color of the skin, but it's about the color of the skin. I have to be curious. Why did I come to Earth with this skin? And why am I a Pan Africanist telling my people to learn and to wake up? Because it's not fair. It's at this point, what's going on in the world is too much, and yet we have always been the victims of the decisions that these governors or like these officials out there are making. If they make a rule, like a sort of evil evil and inconsiderate rule, for example, to just kill half the population of the planet, for example, Africa is the first target. They've sent us illness, disease. They've sent us ideas and ideologies and opinions to fight about, and they're still doing it. And they disrespect us, they belittle us, they sponsor false information and news that's told about Africa, that's told about Ethiopia. They sponsor it, they pay like millions of money for it. It's a spiritual war, and I'm not ready to hate my brothers and sisters. I don't have that in me. But when the devil reaches this level, trespasses your boundary this much in a very obvious, clear way, it's like you seeing a thief coming into your house and not doing anything about it. It's like seeing a murderer going into a school and not trying to stop it. If you are a human being with an understanding of your soul, you do whatever it is that you can do to save the world, to save Africa. It is too much. Usually, like attracts like, you attract who you are. So I attract smart people, smart white people who want to teach me. So, finally, it's the other way around. I often teach them and say goodbye, you know. Some of them are very open minded, even not racist, and like they are like connected to Africa, even though despite the white skin, they are like deeply African themselves. So we end up working things out, becoming friends, whatever. But on the other side, the some of the white men that you meet in the streets, or like even like as a friend, you come together as a friend, most of them want to teach you, and they are in your country because they say they love it, and they're here, and they're working on the opportunity that Africa has given to them, and they are here and buying lands and investing on whatever they want for to gain profits. And yet how they see you is not like that. I mean, like, wanting to have lunch with you, like while insulting you in your face, like while saying like while judging you, while like trying to walk all over you, just having a date with you. It's like it's a very narcissistic approach. Like there is that culture, it's like it's more like a culture. I don't think it's just something that we experience with one white person, but it's like a culture. And they are like fixated to use their minds like above everything anything else. Like they are so much in their heads, and even though somehow they show sensitivity or emotion, at the end of the day it's like science that gives them the answer, like science and like classical physics, and not interested in quantum physics whatsoever, and just generally believing that there is no creator, life is a random thing, and it's just a random existence that we are experiencing. So you don't see the fire, you don't see the passion that Africans have, like because we are spiritual. That's just our programming. Yeah, most Africans are like spiritual, and we've been tested by the devil through. Even I heard somewhere like some colonizers in, I think, I forgot where it was. In some areas they introduced this idea of voodoo in some like tribes and countries. So they've been practiced by Africans for a long time, those acts, but it's the white men that gave us those things in the first place. So anyways, they kind of brainwashed us, and they tried to eliminate our history, and I just wonder why that is. I don't try to fight what I'm not afraid of. I don't fight with children because they can't fight back, and I understand that. So why are all these defense mechanisms, like why are they trying to, um take over? Where are they interested in us now? Why are they coming to Africa a lot more than before? And you need to think about all of these. I mean, I see myself as an asset because there is a privilege, and there is a knowledge, and there is wisdom that this skin could give me. That's why I respect it, and that's why I would defend it when it's disrespected, and that's why I use my voice in their presence, because it's time for us to teach them about who we are, because they wouldn't tell us who we are. What they are interested in is to exploit us in every way possible. You know, if it means that your black skin is, enlightenment, for example, they want to marry it because they want to have that experience in their lives without becoming it. You know what I mean? So know what's what. Try to see it clear what's going on and learn. about or meditate on your history, because I'm sure there is no way that you know about African history and Black history, like all Black globally. I mean, there is no way that you learn about that and you know about that and you don't do anything about that. I can assure you on that. So it's a very beautiful continent. I love Africa. It's just all over my heart. And there's injustice that's done in the past and even now, even like probably it's worse now than ever, because it's now ideologically, like it's in your brain, and the brain is abstract as it is, let alone when it's fed with wrong information. That's why we know this war to be spiritual, because this is happening at a deeper level. It's messing with the one thing that we are spiritual. It's messing with our soul, our essence. It's about existence. It's not even about the continents or the world or Milky Way galaxy. You know what I mean? It's more about existence. It's more about the next generation. Honestly, I wouldn't have went down this path and find myself here if I never cared about the next generation. There is nothing that I care about as next generation. We may or may not experience the peaceful utopia, like the ideal planet, the new earth. We may or may not. I mean, we may or may not. Anything is possible. I don't want to just be pessimist, but we may or may not. But the next generation will have to, our children will have to experience a peaceful world. They will have to experience the world without any toxicity. They will have to experience the world as uniquely as they are, with pride, with like respect and understanding. So it's very urgent. The Most High wants you to know your history, and if you are on a mission from Him, and if you really know Him closely as I do, if you try to understand where He's coming from while He was alive and up until this point, because His spirit is all over the world and He's the most respected prophet in the whole world. So you can imagine how much influence that have in general. So even a person like that coming out of Ethiopia, a person like me coming out of Africa, a person like you being Black and yet having this all of these spiritual paranormal experiences, and it is something. I see myself as an asset. I'm an asset. I'm an asset to Africa. I'm an asset to people around me. I'm an asset for myself, because I use my brain and I learn all of my lessons. I heal myself. I take action. I live life as an empowered being. And I'm not going to say that I did this, it's my doing. It's not the I that the ego is. When I say I, it's all of us. That one energy, the Holy Spirit that chooses to dwell in me, that wants to dwell in all of us. That's the same energy that I'm talking about. So, guys, last of all, I know.